Come on, man. Come on. D&D, though maybe it was Martin. I don't know. I don't know if he died in the books. But Barristan, sell me, guys. Come on. I'm about to look this up right now while I'm talking. And presumably Grey Worm's dead too. But I'll get there. So, as always, I'm going to break this review down by viewpoints. I know I'm looking. You can probably hear my typing. So anyway, the thing is, let's start with Tyrion. Now, Tyrion, when it comes to Tyrion, yeah, okay. He got captured by Jorah at the very last bit of the last episode, and in this episode we actually start with Jorah stealing the ship and that kind of shit. And then we immediately cut to Jaime, but we'll get to Jaime. But anyway, what happens is, Tyrion tells him, he said, "Look, I'm on your side if you're fighting for Daenerys. I mean, it's not like I can go back to King's Landing anyway." It's like, and through simple deductions, Tyrion is able to basically pick apart Jorah's story. For one, he identified him very quickly, and then just based on his conditions, the fact that he was in a brothel far away, was in a brothel far away, just said that he was running, or perhaps he had gotten sent away. He's very surprisingly accurate, and I think part of that can be attributed to the fact that he's just so damn smart, even though he was drinking himself to an early grave at that point. And that's honestly all from Tyrion in this episode, and Jorah, of course. But I thought it was funny how he had to start singing with his gag on for him to finally release the gag. That was funny. So I just looked it up on Wiki, and it does not seem like he died in the books. No, he's not dead in the books as far as Wiki says. So fuck D&D. Fuck that shit. I do often defend D&D, saying, the show is the show and the books are the books. But if you're gonna kill a fucking Barristan, I'll get there. That's gonna be safe for... No, fuck it, I'm doing it now. I can't go another second without talking about this shit. Okay? I understand you killed Jojen off, whatever. I don't give a shit about Jojen. I don't care about I don't care about Talisa / whatever the fuck her name was in the books. I don't care. But when you kill off somebody like Barristan Selmy, who is fucking awesome as an old guy, when he was alive, and he's alive in the books, fuck that. Dude, especially, in this episode, we were getting some really good interaction between Barristan Selmy and Daenerys, where he was, talking about old stories about Rhaegar, who is Daenerys' oldest brother. We had Viserys, that idiot, who is older, but not quite as old as Rhaegar, who was the oldest son of the Mad King. But, and speaking of Rhaegar, I'll get there. I'll get to Rhaegar soon enough, but let's keep talking about this fucking bullshit with Barristan. I knew he was gonna die. I knew it. It was so fucking obvious at one point, because this is Game of Thrones, and when he's heading towards the danger, It just seemed like he was gonna die. Lo and behold, he died. What a surprise. I get that this is Game of Thrones, and that you're not supposed to get attached to characters because they could die at any moment, but fuck that. You like who you like, and they should not have killed Barristan. Horrible. Served no purpose. Because he was one of the better characters in Daenerys' facet. Granted, Dany is getting Varys and Tyrion, so that'll add some spice to it. But why couldn't they just keep Barristan? It's like, so Barristan's dead, and now Jorah's coming back? What the fuck? I don't know what's going to happen with Jorah. Wait, Jorah. Yeah, with Jorah. What the fuck's going to happen with him? Is she just going to arbitrarily let him back? I don't know. I mean, she did trust the hell out of him, but whatever. I don't fucking know. But the fact they killed him off was awful. Come on, D&D. I was defending your ass for a while. But now you're going to do something that stupid? Yeah, kill off Jojen. I don't give a shit about him. Kill off the wife of Robb Stark. I don't give a shit about her. But don't kill off Barristan. He had nothing to do with this. He's an innocent fucking bystander to your bullshit. So, yeah, fuck you. So, in other news, let's get to Rhaegar, because the story with Rhaegar ties in with Sansa's facet, which we'll hit next. But, you know, Rhaegar, we finally got the story of Rhaegar and Lyanna, how, you know, there was a tournament, and, you know, all the people were there who were, like, you know, high-ranked fighters, like Eddard Stark in his prime, Robert Baratheon in his prime, Barristan Selmy, maybe not in his prime, but Barristan Selmy, and Rhaegar Targaryen, who is known to be very, very good in tournament fighting, which is different from regular fighting. Of course, there's definitely a major difference, as seen by somebody like Bronn, who is not a conventional fighter and would not do very well in a tournament fight, where there are certain rules and regulations to how you have to sword fight. And so it seemed like, especially with like all the pictures of Rhaegar Targaryen, like all the artwork, he's a very, very fancy, refined fighter who is probably not as good in actual warfare, like in actual fighting, like a real fight. He's good because it has been revealed in Game of Thrones already. You just have to go back and watch it, because there's parts in Season 1 where they talk about how Robert Baratheon, in Season 2, even Joffrey mentions it a while back, that Robert Baratheon was the one who ended up killing Rhaegar. But Robert Baratheon was a really, really good fighter, and he managed to hit a really crushing blow with his warhammer, is the story in the books, at least. But as far as I can recall, it was a good fight. I mean, I've read up on it. Obviously, I haven't read the books, but I've read up on like the fight itself because it interested me. Because I thought Rhaegar's story was pretty good. So we do get that story about how he won the tournament. He actually beat Barristan Selmy in a freaking sword fight. And instead of his wife, Elia Martell, he gave the rose to Lyanna Stark. And, you know, she was said to be very beautiful, that whole thing, as Sansa said. And so, you know, she mentions that Rhaegar kidnapped her and raped her. Whether or not that's true, we don't know. But, so, with Sansa's side of things, you know, that's pretty much all she has, because there was that, except for the fact that I was right. I was right. What was I saying last time? That that Littlefinger was putting his stock in Stannis Baratheon, and that's absolutely true. Um, Stannis the Manus. Oh, we'll get to him soon, but Stannis Baratheon, he's putting stock in him, which is what I was saying. Like, all his actions leading up to this pointed to the fact that he wanted Stannis Baratheon to take out the Boltons so that Sansa could have the North, or at least Winterfell, because if she has Winterfell, she can be used by Littlefinger, because he basically has her in a vice grip as far as the heart goes. Because she's very grateful to Littlefinger. She likes him. I don't think I don't know if she romantically loves him. I get the feeling that she doesn't, but because she's so grateful to everything that Littlefinger's done, she just accepts the kisses. But yeah, the plan is to either let Stannis take over and then her take Winterfell, or she'll marry Ramsay and then eventually they're probably gonna kill the Boltons anyway from inside. He didn't say that, but that's obviously what I'm getting from their conversation. It just seems very likely for Littlefinger. I mean, he kind of did just marry Lysa Arryn and then push her out the moon door, like, within, what, like a day of fucking marrying her? Yeah, that's not suspicious or anything. So that's it for that. There was nothing in Arya's position. Nothing from Arya, still nothing from Bran. Let's go to Jaime next. Jaime and Bronn, they make it to... before they make it, there was a very brief scene in the beginning of the episode after the quick Jorah scene where Jaime sees Tarth and smiles, so obviously it's a reference to Brienne of Tarth. So, yeah. He's like, oh, it's that bitch. But that bitch who has no purpose. I'm just kidding. She does sort of have a purpose, but it's kind of lost. I mean, her purpose at this point, I don't think I didn't mention it, but in the last episode's review, but her purpose is to try to murder Stannis Baratheon at this point, which is fine. It's better than just going around fucking up everybody's plans. But, I mean, whatever. It's not an interesting story, at least. I'd rather see Stannis than fucking Cersei or fucking... Yeah, some of the people we've had were much worse than Stannis. I don't completely agree with Stannis, but I think, like, of the 5 kings between, Robb Stark, Renly, Joffrey, what were the 5? Oh, Balon Greyjoy, and, what was the last one? Oh, Daenerys. Honestly, Stannis might have been the most safe, but whatever. Let's see. So, yeah, Jaime. How did I get there? How the fuck? I'm trying to think. How did I get on that track? Oh, I was talking about Brienne of Tarth. That's right. Because Jaime saw the city. I get off on these weird thought tangents, but let's keep going with Jaime here. They make it to Dorne, and Bronn gets the snake, which is great. There was a great line in there that was fucking hilarious. I can't remember what it was. There were some great lines under the ship about fucking and fighting. There was some good stuff there. Yeah, there was some great dialogue with Bronn and Jaime in general. And so, they get spotted, and Bronn, like a badass, takes out 3.5, where Jaime took out the guy who got weakened. I'm still kind of like, I'd rather just see Jaime beat the shit out of somebody. Because even if he is left-handed, he shouldn't be that useless. Come on. I mean, like, his instincts are wrong, which he said, but he should still be able to at least read his opponent's. Like, that hasn't changed. He should still be able to read his opponent's attacks and still be able to at least counter accordingly, right? It's just, his form's just not the same. I don't know. But, you know, they're fine for now, except for the merchant who spilled the shit, of course. He did sell the information, got killed for it. I mean, that sucks for you. But it's obviously not going to be an easy thing, as Oberyn's betrothed, or yeah, his fiance is going after Jaime and is going after Marcella. So the race is on. And did I talk about Daenerys? So I mean, I don't really have to talk about Daenerys because there's not much there at all. In fact, there's really nothing other than what I said about Rhaegar and Barristan Selmy. What was the last? Was there anything else? Yeah, Jon Snow, of course. Do I always forget about Jon Snow? Until the end. But yeah, Jon Snow. You know, this facet was a little good because. Let me start off with this facet by saying that Stannis' speech to his daughter was absolutely beautiful. It was great. You know, where she asked, "Are you ashamed of me?" And he goes on to tell about, you know, how he did everything in his power to stop this disease from killing her. And when they told Stannis that they should send her off to live with stone people and all this crazy shit, he told them to go to hell. He said, "She's mine," you know. And that story really was awesome. You know, it was a great moment. It was a beautiful speech, beautifully delivered by the guy. I don't know his name. I think I used to know his name back in the day. I don't know. In the night. No, I'm just kidding. But and then Jon Snow fucking Catrice Van Houten, Miss Melisandre. This fucking horny ass bitch goes after Jon Snow. She's like, "Yep, I heard you like redheads, so let me give you a red head." And John's like, "Nope, nope, I fulfilled my urges, so nope." Cock or cunt block? I don't know. What do you? Yeah, something like that. That was funny. I laughed and I went, "Ooh, damn, you got served, Melisandre." One of the funny things is they were just talking and it was like all this kind of shit. They were talking about going with them to Winterfell to take out the Boltons, and that somehow led to her opening up her fucking dress and showing her tits to him. Like, I'm not showing you anything magical. You get to look at these shits and feel these shits, and he does, and he's like, "Alright, it's cool. But I'm cool. We're not going any further than that, bitch." She tries to kiss him. She tries to fuck him. He's like, "Nope. You won't have any of that." And I respect that. It's not always a bad thing to refuse sex. Believe it or not, guys and girls. It's not such a bad thing. Granted, he's already had sex, so he's broken his celibacy vow, so I know what you're doing. That's great. Jon Snow, and then, you know, the freakiest thing, because Melisandre is as great as she looks. She's also the creepiest person on the fucking show, and she has to leave us with you know nothing Jon Snow. Wow. Okay. How the fuck does she know that? She's seen it in the fire. I don't know. But that shit, like, just the mere delivery of it, plus the words themselves, and it was creepy. Like, I don't know if it was intended, but it was creepy. Because it was like, oh, shit. But, yeah, she's fucking crazy. She's the creepiest person in the fucking show. That shadow baby thing, by far, is #1 on the most creepy things and the most weird things that have happened on Game of Thrones. By far. It's not even a contest. But anyway, that's it for the episode. What the fuck do I rate this episode? This was a crazy episode? Question mark, question mark, question mark, exclamation point. Fuck D&D for killing Barristan Selmy, and presumably Grey Worm. Rip in peace. I don't know. I don't know. Was this a good episode? I don't fucking know. It was good up until then, and then it's like, fuck, you suck. And that rhymes. Yeah, I mean, that's it. I don't want to go any further. I've been going on way too long, as usual. Game of Thrones take forever to fucking review, but I'm in there for y'all. And so, this chapter rating gets a question mark, question mark, question mark, exclamation point. That's my chapter rating. So, thank you all for listening to me ramble and curse D&D out, even though I fucking defended their asses, saying the show is a show and the books are the books. Yes, that is still true, but if you're just gonna kill somebody as awesome as Barristan without it happening in the books, that's just a dick move. Dick move, bro. So yeah, again, I'm getting on this tangent, but fuck. Just, alright. See you guys later.